Hello, everybody, and welcome to another monthly update. We are in June. Can you believe it? It has been a weird couple of months the whole world over, and it seems to be getting worse in certain places. Topics I'm not going to touch on this, but it's amazing how crazy the world seems to be going right now. And it kind of makes you stop and think about everything. It's like I say, it's been a weird start to 2020, and I think it's going to end up ending in a bad way as well. I mean, I hope not. I've got all my fingers crossed and everything, but I think the likelihood is that the rest of the year is going to be pretty tough for everybody all around. So the first thing I want to say is keep safe, keep sane, do whatever it is you feel you need to do to help in all the situations. And if that involves, cutting off support for everything that I do it. There should be no guilt, nothing. You shouldn't even question it. If you need to do it, just do it. I will survive. I always have and I always will. The support is appreciated, and I love everybody for giving me that support. But if you get into a situation in your life where supporting me is going to make your life more difficult, just don't. That's the be all and end all of that kind of sentence. But moving on, I think the main thing to talk about really is the Friday streams, and we've tried a couple of things. We did some Lego building. We built Lego Yoda. That was a lot of fun, seemed to go down well with everybody, and it's definitely something we'll be bringing back. I've got a Lego bus, which we may even start this week. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. This week's either going to be more Lego or painting some minis, but my paint hasn't turned up, and I have a feeling it's not going to have turned up by next Friday either. So it's probably going to be a Lego bus. And then for Lego stream, well, I think I want to do crafting streams, but I want to do hand crafting streams. So we tried writing a Twine adventure game. I don't think it went down very well. It wasn't the best day for me to try. I wasn't in a particularly great mood. I was helping a friend out with some bereavement things, so probably not the best day to try it. But also, I wasn't particularly enjoying it. I don't think chat was particularly enjoying it. So I think those kind of things, like the writing stuff, I've tried writing streams before, and again, nobody seemed hugely interested, so I just kind of stopped doing them. And I think I'm gonna basically say I will probably never do them unless I can think of a way of doing them in a fun way, or if I get a different crowd in, like, if fingers crossed something I write ever becomes popular and people start to look to me on Twitch in that regard, then maybe I'll start doing some more writing streams again. But for now, I think we're going to stick to the gameplay, the bad gameplay, and the crafting stuff. So obviously Lego is one I want to do, and I want to do fairly often. It's fun, it's relaxing. I can just chat to people. It's really nice, and my hands are being kept busy, so it kind of works. And it's just a nice, relaxing way to see the week out, honestly. I'm enjoying it a lot. The issue with Lego is it's fucking expensive. Now, I am working on a wish list on Amazon for anybody who wishes to purchase any Lego kits for me to make, and I will receive them and I will make them. I haven't put it public yet because I don't know how secure that is for, like, my name and my address being leaked. And okay, I don't think anyone is going to use that information for anything nefarious, but I'm old enough to worry about that kind of thing on the internet. I don't particularly want everybody to know my real name and my real address. A lot of young people, like, there's young people here. If there are any young people here, they're probably, well, what's the problem? I don't understand. Well, you should. And you should also worry about this kind of stuff. So what I'll probably do is I'll ask someone, one of my mods probably, to look at the list, see if they can find out my name and my address on the list. And once they confirm that everything is good, I'll put that live in the Discord. And then again, if there are any kits people like the look of, they'd like me to build, throw them in the Discord and I can add them to the list. and then we can work that way. But Lego is very expensive, and there's no way we could do that every week. It's not possible. Well, I mean, unless someone brought me one of the huge builds, it'd probably take me the rest of the year, but that's not really the point. Lego is very expensive. So if I want to keep on doing Craft Fridays, which I think is what I'm going to do, I think I need to think of different crafts that we can do. And I think they have to be hand crafts. Anything that involves me using my mind, like writing and stuff, I don't think is going to work. At this moment in time. Maybe later, but not this moment in time. So obviously the painting might work. I don't know how that's going to go because I've never tried to paint miniatures. But I'm also thinking of things that might be fun. Like, I think it's called cross stitch, where you get those kits where you like make a picture in like a piece of cloth. You normally put it in a circle. Something like that could be quite fun. A painting by numbers could be quite fun just to have on the table and work my way through that. And then down the line, as soon as I'm sure this won't be against Twitch's terms of service, I'm thinking of some homebrewing streams. I don't know how I would set those up, but I think they could be quite fun. Just another Friday craft to do. And then once I have a kitchen, which I'm working on now, I'm also thinking trying to do some Friday cooking streams. Now, there is one huge obstacle to doing all of these things. So right now I stream from my PC. It's a big old PC. It's a big old tower, and it's not something I'm particularly willing to move around to kind of operate streams from different areas of the house. There are ways of doing it. You can stream from iPads, for example, but I then lose my bots unless I have them running. No, I would lose my bots because you wouldn't be able to hear them on stream. So the easiest way of doing kind of a mobile battle station is to pick up some kind of laptop. I'm looking through all my old stuff to see if there's anything I can repurpose for that. I've got an old Surface laptop which might be able to just stream with a couple of webcams going into it. I don't know. And then for the GoPro, if I wanted to use that with the Surface, I could buy one of those cam links, USB cam links, because you don't have to do the cards anymore, which might work. So there's a possibility there. And then I can have all my bots on that laptop as well. And then we can stream basically from wherever we need to be. One of the things I'm picking up, obviously on the PC, I've got my Go XLR soundboard. I'm reaching over to it. You can't see it. I'm not going to show it to you. I've got my Go XLR mixer, which works for the stream side. I've also picked up another mixer which is more portable, which should make taking one of the spare microphones I've got, so I can have decent audio while I'm doing this kind of stuff. Or maybe I'll even pick up a lav mic if we're going to do a lot of wandering around type streams. But that's all down the line. That's all up in the air. That won't happen probably till next year at the earliest. Any of that kind of stuff, but it's in the back of my mind. To do a lot of that kind of craft stuff. And then, you know, if I start to rebuild a tractor, maybe I could do streams based around that on a Friday as well. Just all these different kind of things that I think we could do, which could be fun. A little bit different, have songs on, and then just relax on Fridays. The rest of the week, we're going to stick to what we've got. So Monday through Thursday, we're going to be playing some games. I'm definitely falling out of love with Apex. Some of you may be shouting finally. But as far as battle royales go, and I do like battle royales, I do think it is the best. You know, we tried Crucible, which was shit. You know, Overwatch has kind of come back into, it doesn't scratch the same itch as Apex, but it is a nice multiplayer shooter. And there really isn't anything else that scratches the Overwatch itch either. You know, and if I was looking at Overwatch just from a kind of game buyer perspective, well, actually, no, they've done a lot of updates with the original, what, £35 price I paid to pick up that game. I have no real complaints, but it does feel old. It does feel a little bit stagnant right now. You know, we're all waiting for news about Overwatch 2, but it's Blizzard, so we'll be lucky to get it if I'm still alive. But at the end of the day, I am enjoying it. What I enjoy has changed. Used to be Mystery Heroes, just muck about. I'm now enjoying quick play more, because there's a little bit of cohesion, a little bit of strategy. and I'm enjoying that. But we kind of think going to probably start replacing most of the starting. So I normally start the game with a shooter because it's active, it gets me going. And it's just a good way to start the stream. We're probably going to go back to different things. Monster Train has been a big hit for me, and I think most of my chat have also brought it as well. Neoverse, I'm still really enjoying. These are all basically the same game. Slay the Spire, I may bring back. I haven't decided yet. And then there are other things that I'd like to bring into the starting region, I think. Elder Scrolls, I'd like to bring back. Fallout 76, I'd like to bring back. And then obviously we got the games we're playing through. So we've got Wildermyth is still going on. We've got our RimWorld Colony, which is still alive. We haven't touched it for a couple of weeks, but it's still alive. We got Greedfall on the PS4, which I want to get through. And then games I've also got kind of lined up. Heaven's Vault, Space Haven, Command & Conquer / Red Alert Remastered. And I'm toying with the idea of bringing Cuisine Royale back, but I'm waiting to see what their next patch is going to do, if I'm 100% honest about that. On the writing side of things, it's still pretty much going to be dead. One of the projects I've been working on in the background, which I can't go into too much detail on, is starting to move forward. So I've actually got to... I still managed to hit the bloody camera mount. I've moved it so I wouldn't hit it, and then I still managed to hit it. So I've got to get some scripts out for that. So that's going to be kind of my writing stuff done there for the next couple of months. And I'm under contract and I can't share any of that. So sorry, but that's just kind of the way it is. I'm not being paid for it yet, which is a little bit of a pain, but we're moving this project forward on a wing and a prayer. So if I can do the work now, suffer with the non-payment in the hopes that this becomes something that at least starts to pay for itself, then I will start to earn some money. So this is basically investing in my own future, which, good idea, bad idea, I don't know, but I'm going to do it anyway. In other news, Church of Keiki is about to become a thing. I've been working in the background on a couple of ideas with Church of Keiki, and I think what I've decided on is, and I think I've mentioned this before, I've always wanted to do a kind of fantasy version of like Last Week Tonight or any of those other kind of news recap programs. It'll probably be a podcast. I may record it like this for YouTube with no kind of special effects in the background and then release it everywhere just as the audio track for the podcast. I don't know. But it's going to be a kind of Last Week Tonight type idea based on fantasy stories that I've made up and digging into kind of the fantasy / sci-fi genre as well. You know, so expect me to take digs at Star Wars, Tolkien, Twilight, all these kind of things. And then I might even try and do some relevant, you know, contemporary fantasy stuff, but I very much doubt it because I'm at the age now where all new stuff is shit, right? That's not true. That's a complete lie. There's some really good fantasy stuff out there right now. And then because I'm coming at it from a kind of church type angle, if that makes any sense, there's going to be a bit of that, like I'm trying to think of any of the kind of more famous preacher podcasters who do this kind of bullshit, or you know, the highly religious podcasters who hide their kind of nasty personalities behind the fact that the Bible says they could. And I don't really want to name any because I don't want you to go and find them because they're all jackasses, but there'll be a little bit of that kind of attitude coming into it, hopefully. If I can do it. I don't know if I can. I'm a writer, not an actor, god damn it. But we'll see. The aim is to do like a 15-minute show. Basically breaking it down into 3 sections. So kind of a quick news recap, followed by what will be a standing section, but I haven't really worked out the... Oh, sorry, this is going great. Don't try and record an update video when you're not feeling your best. A standing section, which I haven't really worked out the specifics of, but it'll basically be taking whatever happens in RimWorld or whatever game we played that week on stream and trying to turn that into a kind of running report on some kind of colony that's gone to a far off place. You know, spreading the word of the Church of Keiki, or, you know, spreading the cock around. Is a kind of idea there. And then there will be a rant section, which I will rant about whatever the hell I want, basically, but still based in the fantasy land and still based on the things that are going on there. We may bring in real news and try and, you know, doll it up as fantasy. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But that is going to happen. It's going to be a new YouTube channel. There will be a website based around the Church of Keiki as well. And Patreon will be updated to include the Church of Keiki stuff. And also, I'm going to upgrade my my Patreon rewards. So not this month, not this update, but the next update, if you give over a certain amount, I'm going to put your name on end credits on these videos. It's not much, but it's something else I can at least do to say thank you to everybody who is helping me do all this kind of stuff. If I could think of anything that would be more worthwhile, I would do it. But then, on the other hand, and I'm sure all the Patreons are aware of this, sales tax is now being added to Patreon, and they've sent all these emails trying to explain it to me, and it makes no fucking sense. So, yeah, I think patrons find out about it today, 1st of June. They've been telling us about it for a while. Honestly, it's nonsense. They're sending me nonsense. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not providing anything that would attract sales tax, but I'm pretty sure Patreon's going to disagree with me. But we shall see. Also, as you can tell, glasses still not fixed. I'm still rocking my quarantine beard, even though essentially our lockdown is over. Guernsey becoming the first place in the British Isles not to have coronavirus. And more importantly, we were the first place in the British Isles to play cricket after coronavirus. All the good stuff. But anyway, I think that's more or less all I had to say this month. Is really a huge thank you to everybody who has continued to support me through all this stuff, through what has been a difficult time in everybody's life. Just say a huge thank you. Just give you an idea of what will hopefully be coming out of all of this. You know, I'm managing to improve my tech. I'm managing to get to almost to a stage where doing around the house streams will become a possibility. The first one obviously being the mowing stream, which will be on a Friday. I don't know how that's going to work. I may try and rope in the nephew to kind of be a producer for that, so he can sit at the computer while I'm mowing the field. I don't know. We'll see. Like, I honestly don't know how that's going to go. But the plan is, assuming I can get the kind of laptop angle to work, that will be this year. I'm not going to make any promises it's going to be this year, but that's the plan. And yeah, so just say huge thank you. Look after yourself first, and then look after me. You know, I can look after myself. I appreciate the help. I appreciate the support. But if you can't afford it, if it's making your life difficult, don't even think about taking it away. I completely understand. And oh, Keiki Boy Productions, improv stories. So Keiki Boy Productions is probably only going to become the home for improv stories and these update videos going forward. They are coming. The reason why I haven't released any is because we essentially have... I started one about me and Rydog going to Booby Bay months ago now. But the next two stories in the queue are Rydog and LP asking for a continuation of that improv story. which is fine, but I'm going to probably end up doing those both in one go and make it a longer episode, or at least a direct continuation, even if it is split into 2 different parts. So that's going to take me a little bit longer to do. Still improv, but it's going to take me a little bit longer to do. And then we'll move on to the rest of them. We'll clear out the queue, and then I will bring them back onto Twitch. Because I think it's one of the nicer things I had for Point Channel spendings. I don't think that was a proper sentence, but fuck it. So they will be coming back. I really enjoy doing them. It's been difficult. But now I'm getting into a more creative mindset again, because I have to, because I'm writing scripts. That kind of stuff should be easier. I'm not having to do quite as much around the house and for other projects, so I've got a little bit more free time. So hopefully a lot of things will start to pick up. And then what I'm probably going to have to do is start spreading things to everybody to try and pick up more of an audience, especially on the YouTube side. I don't think now's the time to go into a talk about how I feel about YouTube versus Twitch. Maybe I'll do a separate video for that. I don't know. But, you know, I want to grow Twitch, but I like the interaction on Twitch. I like the chat on Twitch. No, stop it. We're not going into this. It's over 20 minutes already. This is enough. Anyway, thank you again, everybody, for your continued support. It has meant the world to me. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for keeping on coming to watch. However it is you support me, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means an absolute world. Not the world, a world. A better world. Where there's no Trumps. God, I wonder if there's been a famous Trump in history who made the world really good, and I've just kind of ruined that with one kind of wish-like sentence. Not the time. Have a good one. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again when I see you again. Stupid thing to say. Bye for now.